Okay. Okay, so y'all agree that you're being recorded. Everybody get that? If you don't want to be, pop off now in case you're like in the witness protection program or something. Okay, yes, it is being recorded. Thank you to whoever said that. That is one of the things I forget a lot. So we are, raise your hand or make a comment, and I'm serious. Put in the chat if you have not done the Teach Me webinar yet. Don't be afraid. Nobody's judging you. If you haven't done a Teach Me webinar, we're going to know based on the questions you ask. So just tell us if you haven't done a Teach Me webinar yet.
Oh, Stephanie, nice job.
Okay.
That might be our only one. How about table or dash training and table? Oh, good. Now they're popping up.
I've done them all. I have done the Teach Me webinar. I've watched twice, plus your videos. Very good. I promise. Okay. So that's going to make this really easy. And I'll be honest, Stacy's going to, okay, so somebody has not. Your questions are going to be answered in there. We're going to try and do some other things. So if your question, because seriously, why waste your time telling you the same thing you just got out of a Teach Me webinar and on the table tips and on the videos that I've done. So we're going to try and hit some things that aren't in there, but we do want to answer your questions. So first of all, one of the things that we hear over and over and over again is, I've heard that you don't get any engagement. I heard that, you know, and I just read a post on the Facebook thing today that said, I did a party and table already and my host hated it and I hated it. And we switched back to Facebook. I ain't gonna lie, I did that too back in the beginning, you know, but what we've learned is it's all about talking to that host and making her understand what this is and what this isn't. So a lot of hosts feel like if they don't get interaction, if people aren't answering, if people aren't popping in and commenting, that nobody's having fun. And, you know, and I think Mary or Jackie addressed that. You don't go to a movie and sit there and go thumbs up and like and everything. You know, you're just watching the movie, you know, and it's kind of this. A lot of people are just, they're going in, they're getting content. I actually had more engagement on the last one than I ever have before, but I had over 100 people in the party. So that is probably why statistically, I probably got the same amount as if, you know, I would have had 10 in the party. So it's all about getting the phone numbers. And I think Stacy and I both addressed in our welcome video, we actually say, put your phone number in. We're not going to spam you. This is only for me. So that they are confident that they realize we're not selling your phone number to anybody. Nobody's, you know, Pamper Chef's not going to keep texting you. I always make the joke about Papa Murphy's. I literally have gotten Papa Murphy's pizza twice in my life. I get a text message from them every single day. Do I opt out? No, because someday I might want Papa Murphy's pizza again. And I might want that, you know, so kind of think of it that way. We're not, let them know. And I in my thing, I actually say, I'm not Papa Murphy's pizza. I'm not going to text you every day. When the party's over, basically it's done. And we'll give you some words that you can copy and paste out of the chat on what we say to our hosts. I'm going to let Stacy talk a little bit about this phone number thing and how important it is to get them. Anything you want to throw in there?
I really encourage in my early host coaching that's going to be one of the keys that we want our hosts to help focus on with inviting the guests, just to stress it's not that we can spam them or have their number forever. It's literally just to be able to give notifications during this party, because it's not in your face all the time like Facebook is, which is good, but also can be a little bit of a hindrance. So I just posted in the chat the words I use. I'm going to read them real quick. I mean, this is close. You guys have to make these words your own, but I let her know. I let the host know who hasn't added their phone number, and you guys all know how to do that. How do you know how to see who's in the party? Do you know how to see how to export your guest list into an Excel spreadsheet? Okay, if you go to settings and you click on the second tab is guest list or something, you can export it into Excel. You can see who's put their phone number in and who hasn't put their phone number in. I'll message the host and say, hey, I just want to let you know, Mary, Susie, and Betty did not put their phone number in. That's fine, but maybe you want to send a message like this to encourage them to put their phone number in and letting them know,
you trust me that I'm not gonna, you know, abuse their phone number, okay? And so basically I say, hey, thanks so much. This is what I asked her to send to those people that didn't put their phone number in. Hey, thanks so much for joining my party on table. Once a day, my consultant or I will send a text just to let you know if there's a prize drawing or about what new recipes have been shared, or if we're doing a quick live demo. Whoop, that's a typo. Your phone number won't be used to spam or solicit you in the future. My consultant does do a few check-ins before your warranty runs out. I see you didn't add your phone number, which is fine, but wondering if you'd like to get those messages. No worries either way. I just don't want you to miss out on the fun, great tips and recipes. Thanks again for joining. Here's how you can add your phone number if you choose. And I will post in the Stirring Up Success page an image. You might have to redo it because it's a video. I'm not sure you can save it, but I will post it. I'll share the link to that somebody shared with me. So that has been really helpful for me to get the host. Now, what I have been told is because of privacy, you can't, I don't know, it was sort of up in the air. I don't know if we really got an answer on this, but I wanted to just send the spreadsheet to the host of the people that are in her party. But they said, yeah, you probably can't do that because of privacy. If they're her friends, she ought to know how to get hold of them anyway. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. But I will let her know who hasn't put in their phone number. Okay. So any questions on getting the host to get the phone number in there? You know, you got to really work with her. You got to make her feel confident that you're not going to abuse that phone number. And that way she can pass that confidence on to her friends. Hey, it's okay. You know, and the reason my words say that is Stacy and I both use Project Broadcast. I know that's one of the questions. And so 20 days after their order is submitted, they get a message from me that says, hey, just wanted to remind you, you got a 30-day free return. If your products aren't perfect, let me know right away, blah, blah, blah. And then about 3 months down the road, I sent one more message. Hey, how you loving your products? Just want to check in. Oh, by the way, here's the host bonus this month, just in case I might get a booking down the road kind of thing. So those they get. In a perfect world, I'm going to set up another campaign that's like 11 months out that says, hey, just want to let you know your 1 year is up. Some of your things have longer guarantee. By the way, I don't know, you know, book a party, whatever, you know. So that's why I say my consultant does do some follow-up, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Okay, Stacy posted. Tell us what you did there, Stacy. Oh, Stacy's frozen. Either that or she's sitting very, very still. Okay, so I don't know if she can hear me or not, but she posted her words about getting the booking, it looks like. Oh, okay, her invite thing. Love it. Okay, so you got some other really good words there. Okay. You've been talked to about doing a welcome video. You might want to consider doing a what I call is an invite video. Very short, something you can do Loom. You can do it right in Canva. I have been told now by somebody that does not have a paid account that she can still record yourself videos in Canva. So if you have Canva, you can do it right in there. You can do it in YouTube, do it on your phone and upload whatever, okay? But a quick little video that she could attach to her email, her text message, her Facebook message that just says, hey, I'm Teresa and I'm the Pampered Chef consultant for the upcoming virtual party or online party, because you don't want to personalize it because then you got to redo it all the time. Just wanted to just give you a little confidence booster that this is going to be a really great experience for you. It's going to be so much easier than Facebook, no ads, you know, nothing to download. Just click the link, join with your email and phone number. Be sure to put your phone number in. I promise I'm not going to spam you. This is just for this party because we don't want you to miss out on a prize drawing or a live video or anything. So I hope you join the fun. See you at the table, you know, 45-second thing that she can send that her guests can kind of be like, and they see you right away and can kind of be like, oh, that sounds different, you know, or whatever. You make it you. If you're totally afraid of being on camera, I say, do it scared, just suck it up and do it, you know? Okay. I don't know if Stacy, she must have had to go and get, oh, wait, she's texting me. Apparently my internet went down. Okay. Okay,
Teresa,
yes,
like quick question. If you're going through and seeing like your message above there where you're connecting with the host and you're saying, you know, so-and-so didn't give me their phone number and here's how you can add your phone number. What, like, is that just tell them to go into the party, go to their settings?
yes, the little image I have basically is for people that didn't put it in the first time.
Okay.
So I can try, if I can find it easily, I can, when maybe Stacy's doing something, I'll see if I can find it.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Then you reference the image and that's like how the directions for them to jump
I
on.
send her the image in that message. So that's why I
Okay.
think the last thing says, and yeah, here's how to add your phone number if you choose. Okay. Friendly app for saving videos off Facebook. I don't know. Is that a question, Debbie, or you're telling me something?
No, just you mentioned about not being able to save the video that you're gonna put in the group.
Oh, you mean like if you do a video conference?
If somebody wanted to download one of your training videos on Facebook, the Friendly app will do it for them real easy.
Okay.
And we can, that's a totally different topic.
Okay.
I just happened to think of it, so I put it on there.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. So, Stacy and I, so anyway, I have a little invite video and then I have my welcome video. And the welcome is just telling them to be involved in the party, you know, comment, drop a GIF, you know, come back every day, get in our prize drawing. You know, that's my welcome video. It's just kind of, you know, just like, kind of like you would Facebook. Oh, that was something we kind of wanted to talk about at the very beginning that we did not cover. The people that I've talked to one-on-one, the biggest issue they're having is, and I know they talked about dropping your baggage and going in the house. It's really true. If you're going, I can liken it to when I worked on a PC forever and then I got a Mac. Nothing made sense because I wanted my Mac to act like a PC. And so even though a Mac is so ridiculously easy to use, I couldn't do it because I wanted it to act like a PC. And it's not a PC, it's completely different. You know, so that's how this is. This is so easy and you don't expect it to be easy. And so you're making it hard and you're walking in there thinking, well, post my party, I do it this way. And I have this one big thing and I do that and I tell it what day. It's not post my party. It's not Cynthia. It's not Visly. It's not Facebook. Okay, so you have to, it's hard. Let it go. Just sit down and be a blank page when you're doing this so that you can actually absorb the learning and when you're in there playing with it. That's the one thing that even though they've done the training, and Stephanie says, I'm making it harder than it really is. And I did the same things. If I didn't have Stacy in the beginning, I don't know what I would have done because she really kicked my butt and held my hand kind of at the same time, you know? So the text messaging thing, Stacy and I did 4 of those webinars, so I can pretty much recite that now. And what I noticed was they didn't really talk a lot about the text messaging thing. So if you've been in table, you'll notice up at the top, there's a little text guests or something button. That is a pre-done, can't change it message that Pampered Chef sends. It will not send unless you tell it to send. I use that maybe once or twice per party. Like maybe on day 3, I'll click the one that it's not share rewards. It's not whatever. It's just the one that says, hey, see what you're missing in the table party. And they get that text message with the link to the party. Great. That's like my day 3. Stacy and I do this a little differently. And if she's able to get back on, great. I'll speak a little bit for her until she does. I send a text message once a day. And in all of my stuff, it says you're going to get a text message 1 time a day, and you're going to get an email once a day to remind you to come back to the party. We're not Facebook. You do not get a notification on your phone, on your computer, on your watch every time somebody sneezes. This is 1 time a day. You're going to get a quote notification as a text message from me to remind you to come back to the party. I tell them that in my welcome video, and I'm very clear about that because here's what, in my experience, I have learned. If I do 1 text message a day, or I have the host do a text message, because you don't want to do too much of this because people will get annoyed. That's where I'm going to build my relationship. I'll let my host do a text or an email or a Facebook message or whatever to her people that says, hey, come back to the party. Teresa posted this cool game. I want to see what a quiz about baking. I want to see what score you get. I'll give her those words to copy and paste, something that she's reminding them to get back to the party. Several of my first parties, I was being the clanging gong, go back to the party in different ways. And I realized, okay, that's not my job. My job is to build relationship with these people because we don't get that same interaction in Facebook. In Facebook, you put the post out there. I called it my money post. It was the one that said, if you could pick anything out of the catalog for 50% off, what would it be? People would comment. That was the people that I followed up with. Oh my gosh, I can get you that air fryer for this price if you want to do a virtual party. That's how I got my bookings. Okay. We don't get that same interaction in table yet. I have a feeling, I don't know, none of you have been, some of you have been around a long time, but Debbie and Kathy, we were doing live parties. This whole Facebook thing is a COVID thing for me. I was not doing them pre-COVID. We would, where was it going with that? With Facebook, we had to, learn how to get that interaction, and people were like, a Facebook party? What's a Facebook party? A texting party? What's a texting party? Kathy, have you lost weight? Your face looks so skinny. Wow, you look awesome. Sorry, guys.
It's the hat. It's the hat.
It's the hat. So
I'm going to start selling those next.
There you go. So I have a feeling down the road, a year or whatever, as the word starts getting out, oh my gosh, Pampered Chef's got their own platform. Oh my gosh, this is so much better than Facebook, whatever. We're going to start seeing it be more of a norm in our parties. We're not there yet. And it's okay that you're not getting the interaction. I have to tell my host, Debbie, you're not going to get the interaction like you have have you been at Facebook parties? Yeah, I have. You're not going to see the same interaction. Okay. It's not going to be the same, but that's okay. People are still shopping. People are still enjoying the party. People are still I can go in that settings with the members. You can go in and see exactly the last time people went to the party. So you can see, like 9 people went in yesterday and looked at my post. Just because they didn't comment doesn't mean they're not going back to the party. Okay. So just remember that it's okay. So I do my text message as my relationship building, and I'm working on it right now. It's not done yet. Hopefully before the 1st, I'll have it. I can't guarantee that, but my messages that I'm going to text. And so Kathy asked about Project Broadcast. If I've got 12 people in a party, I might not load them into Project Broadcast, and I'm not going to teach you Project Broadcast right now. You got to go Google Project Broadcast, watch a video on YouTube of what it is and how it works, all that. And it is $15 a month. So you got to decide if you want to spend that money. I just do it myself. I pull up the guest list. I've got my little message already ready that I've texted to myself. So now I've copied it and I go 402-339-5707. Hi, Kathy. Paste my message. Send. 402-998. Hi, Stephanie. Paste. And I send off my message. I'd like to have an image with my text message because I think it catches their attention more. And so think about when I do a text message, I want it to be something that they would be compelled to answer me on. So my first one is, Kathy, welcome to the party. I'm so glad you joined in on Debbie's party. It's going to be a blast. I just want to remind you, it's not Facebook. So it's going to act a little different, but you can still comment and GIF and blah, 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 blah. By the way, because you joined the party, I promised you'd get a free e-cookbook. Would you like this one or this one? Now she's got to reply back to me which one she wants. She says, eating well. And I say, oh, awesome, Kathy. I'm going to message that to you next. Sounds like eating well is important to you. We have a whole theme around that. Hang out in the party. Let me know if you want to do your own party, and we can work it around an eating well theme for you and your friends. Hang out. Let me know what you think later. Okay. So, or maybe I won't go right to that. Oh my gosh, eating well. We're gonna have lots of recipes. I've got low carb recipes and gluten-free recipes. Blah blah blah. Is there a specific? Are you working with any specific dietary restrictions? And she says, well, yeah, my family's gluten-free. I got a relationship going now, right? I'm actually building a relationship with this gal now. Now, my next message might be to everybody, hey, everybody, I just uploaded a whole bunch of different kind of recipes. I'm really curious. I want this party to be valuable to you. What's your go-to dinner on a super busy weeknight? And by the way, everybody that responds to my message, my text message, gets in the drawing for a free rub on their order or whatever, whatever. And then they start replying, and then I can message them back. Now, keep in mind, this isn't Facebook. You're not going to have 50 people in your party probably. And when I mentioned that I had 128 people, it was a shared rewards, my 10,000 customer base, and I had 100 some people in the party. And it was a $9,000 party. So you guys really should be doing a shared rewards party right now. So you're going to get, I don't know, Stacy's muted right now, and thank you. I'm glad you got back. What do you think your average people in a party is? 12 to 25, maybe?
Yes, now
Yeah.
I'm muted because of the dog.
Okay.
Yeah, 12 is minimum.
Okay, yeah. And that's pretty normal. Just think about it. You got 12 people sitting around the kitchen at a party. You got a good party, right? These are the people that kind of want to be in the party. I've never understood on Facebook why all of these people join the group and then never do, they don't order, they don't comment, they don't do anything. It's like, why'd you even join the group, But these people that are joining the table party really seem to kind of want to be in the table party. And because I think we're inviting so much more personally and everything. So I think that makes a difference. So
Even if you have, just like I had a party that had 6 people in it, and 6 or 7 people in it, no interaction at all. Host barely popped on, and she ended up with a $700 party. So again, it's just like Teresa says, it's really the people that wanted to be in there to begin with. They'll check it out when they want in their own time, and you're good to go.
So I talked to them about how I do a text message every day. And like I said, so like my first one's the free e-cookbook. Second one might be what's your go-to dinner. Third one might just be the one from Pampered Chef, just the generic one, Fourth one might be, hey guys, the party's closing up in just a couple of days. Wanted to make sure, is there anything, if you could pick anything out of the catalog at 50% off, what would it be? I want to make sure I highlight products people really want. Okay. She says, oh my gosh, the air fryer. Now I have a conversation going. Now, are they all going to reply to you? Absolutely not. They're just not. But some of them will, especially, and this is my next thing, is I'm going to do a post that says, remember, once a day, you're going to get a text message from me. And when you answer my message, you're going to be in the drawing for a grand prize. I mail small cutting mats out. But they cost me $1.40, I think, to send a cutting mat out. So I'm going to try that. The post in the party that says, "Hey, win a prize, win a product prize." I mean, I want them to know it's a product. It's not a e-cookbook or whatever. There is a host coaching outline on the table Facebook page that Christy McDonald made. I'm going to post another thing that a consultant not on my team, she's got it printed out already.
There's a couple. There's one from Christy, which she does all of her hosts invites, so that freaks people out, but it's working for her. And then Sarah Lee's and Cherie both have theirs on there as well.
So go grab all those. I'll share the document that this gal shared with me. I haven't really gone over it with a fine-tooth comb, so I hope it's good. Okay, so Stacy does her text messaging, I think 2 or 3 times throughout the party, right? Right. Okay.
And then I'll ask the host as well. So it's not just me every day. I'm trying to get the host certainly to follow up with those that still don't have a phone number in. And again, they're getting the daily email summary. It's not ideal at the moment. It was actually better in the first round of the table pilot. But that's a work in progress. So it's
and just
get to a happy.
So, Stacy and I are like joined at the hip with the developers, with the home office people. We do calls with them nearly every week, sometimes every day. So if there's something really big table@pamperedchef.com is a place to share your, I'm so stuck, this is happening. And believe me, there might be a thing that's happening to you that's not happening to anybody else. And it's weird, and it's just the nature of all of the different devices and search engines and browsers and blah, 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 blah. So don't be afraid. Don't sit and be stuck. And Stacy and I are not necessarily the people that can answer every technical question, but table@pamperedchef.com or tech support.
Table Tips has a little spot right there where you can message them. That would be the go-to, and then you don't have to remember
Yes.
any email.
That's perfect. Okay, so Stacy, if she can, well, I'll talk about a couple other things if so she can get the dog settled.
I think I've worn her out, so
Okay.
we're good for a minute.
So I'm connecting with the guests. I want to build that relationship. I want that booking. I want that recruit lead. My host is doing some of the, oh my gosh, she just posted whatever, that you want, that she can send to get people back in. One of the messages that your host can send is, hey, what do you think of the party? Are you enjoying it? Have you gone back in? One of my messages was, hey, I'm just curious. Were you somebody that you were a one and done guest? You went in, you shopped, you were done, or did you go back into the party frequently? I only had one person answer that text, but she was a one and done. And she said, the only reason I only went in one time was because I knew if I saw other products, I'd be tempted to buy them, and I don't have the money. I got a booking from that gal. So, it's a little bit different. It's not really, here's the cool thing. If they gave you a phone number, you're connecting with them. You're not necessarily connecting with anybody through a Facebook message. They may or may not see that message. So, okay, next thing is there's something called table topics. I don't feel like they really showed you that, but up at the top, let's say you uploaded an outline from PC into your test party, and all of a sudden these little buttons are there that say get started, deals and offers, featured product. They put those in those posts, but you can do that too. And I highly recommend always using a table topic. I call them a button. Stacy says, stop calling them buttons. A table topic button, so that they can use those to navigate the party. Because scrolling fatigue, right? So I have a post. I think it's my very first one that says, make sure you use the buttons. It's a quick way to navigate the party. Stacy's going to share. There we go. Thank you, Stacy. There's your buttons. Okay. And if you click on deals and offers, it's going to take you right to all of the posts that involve deals and offers. She's got, there we go. And see that they're tagged. Okay. And you can make it, there's your guarantee, there's your e-cookbook, that she's offering. Because the quick cooker's on sale, it's under deals and offers. So you guys can do that. So Stacy, really quickly show them on a post. Okay, wave at me if you actually already know how to do this. I mean, because I don't think this was covered in tabletop in the webinar, was it? So show them that, Stacy. Go up to your content library, pretend to, or you can just edit one if you want. I guess it doesn't really matter.
And show how to
add a topic.
Oh, I see you sent me something.
Yes, I did. We're going to show you how to do that too. Okay.
Okay, so you'd go to edit. And then right here, topics, and they all drop down. So you can add
two topic buttons per post.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I have already been on the bandwagon to add a couple more topics buttons, but they're doing that very sparingly, and I get it. Okay. So while Stacy's sharing, she's going to show you some stuff. This is not, I don't think, and it might be in a table tip. I'm going to be honest, I haven't looked at all the table tips yet because we've been nothing but developing. So I haven't actually gone in to see what they put there yet. But I don't know that this is in one. It might be, it probably is. But Stacy's going to show you some really amazing stuff. Creating your own content. We want you to create your own content, but you guys, you don't have to do that right away. Okay, there's so much cool stuff in there. If you want to add something here or there, which is what Stacy and I do, we kind of take their post library things and then add a few of our own thing and make our own outline. But she's going to show you. Are you ready, Stacy, or do you need a little bit of time to set up for what you want to show them?
Apparently I did.
embedding versus uploading.
Embedding versus uploading. Okay, so let's just stop. I may need to mute if you can see all of this, but let me get into marketing imagery. So if you were to just find, so what I did yesterday in my shared rewards party, it's ending tonight. And I had a customer that said, I'd love to get some more recipe ideas on the air fryer. And so that spurred a whole well, that would be smart. Why don't I do that for all 4 of the electrics before they go and add a little blurb about what products are accessories. Yeah, you did that to yourself. She's having an issue with bleeding. Sorry, while the dog's passing out behind me. It's fine. Anyway, so that's where I came up with these links and added extra products and whatnot. So that was sort of the brainchild of that based on a customer feedback. So if I were to go, sorry, I keep clicking, marketing imagery, and I'm going to do video. And let's just say I want this one. Okay. So here's what I just recently learned. This is somewhat of a glitch, but somewhat not. I don't know how long it's going to take to fix it. But so you're grabbing an embedded link right from marketing imagery. It could be a picture or a video. So you copy the link and then you take it over here and you want to save room for your wording. So add your embedded link and
So
voila.
you're adding your link before you add your text.
Yes. That's sort of important because it wasn't working for me. So we just discovered that was a little bit of a glitch yesterday, actually. So, and then I wanted to go, and this is the nice thing is that normally if you're uploading from the icon at the top or from the bottom, you can only do 2 at a time, but you can do as many as you want. It sounds like people have had several of them. You can add as many as you want back to back to back. So get all that in there first, which is beautiful.
And so what's great about this is it's one post with multiple contents.
So here
Okay.
is my lovely content. And let's just say I wanted to, let me open up a new window with my website, because again, you're always going to want to grab everything from your website, which I'm sure you guys all know that.
Not pamperchef.com.
Not pamperchef.com. And I'm going to put in, I don't know, quick cooker. And I don't know why my internet is being so ridiculously slow, but bear with me. Okay, so I'm mentioning this is going quickly, blah, blah, blah. Make sure you get the view to pop up the link. Now I'm going back to where I added it, and lovely content was quick cooker. I click on the link and boom, there it is. So now lovely content is now linked to show the quick cooker. This, if you do that before embedding the links, it will not work currently. Like I said, that's a bug we discovered yesterday. So just make sure if you have your link in there that you do that after you have your videos that you want. You
And right
can
there, add your topic.
and add your topic and your total or your title, bogus. And then if I still wanted to add a photo, let's say I had something in my library that I had created on my own, or you grabbed from, something you created on table or whatever, you could literally do that and still add other things at the bottom. You could add up to 2. And then I save the post. And that's now in my library.
Now she can share that with me.
I can. So now I can share with anybody that's in Pampered Chef, essentially.
Well, table, yeah.
And obviously it takes a minute because
It's loading
a lot of
thousands
people.
of names.
Yeah.
So as directors or leaders, you can share stuff that you are creating or whatever with another consultant. I've already had somebody message me and say, I accidentally deleted post 7 of the, so I just shared it back to her, you know, and you will have people do that. That, you know, I've asked them for a trash can. I think they're taking it into consideration. Stacy, one of the 17 updates they're pushing today was something about that, right? Something about not a trash can, but something about, maybe not. I read something. Are you looking? Well, anyway,
I'm trying to get your name to pop up and it's being slow and ridiculous. Anyway, that's how you do that. I'm not gonna.
Okay, that's fine. Just cancel it. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna. I made you host, Stacy.
Okay.
I may need to. I'm gonna go check on him. The only other thing
go ahead.
I'm gonna let you show all that stuff. Let me just say the last thing I was gonna say, which is use tagging sparingly. You know, the way you tag is you do the @ Stacy Evans and it tags. Here's the thing. You don't want to be tagging 3 times a day in your party and then having your host tag a couple times, because they get an email every time they're tagged. The summary is a once a day thing, but a tag creates a different email. And then they're going to be like, oh my gosh, I've got 7 emails from table, whatever. So use tagging sparingly. I would let the host tag more than I do, in which case I can send her a list. Here's who's currently in your party. Just do the @ and type their name, grab it just like Facebook and tag them in a post, and maybe post this image. Hey everybody, what's your favorite Pampered Chef product? You know, I'd love to, you know, take a selfie or, you know, comment below with your favorite Pampered Chef product. That's a great one for your host to post and tag everybody in, you know, something that might get people interacting. So, okay. Okay. You wanted to, I don't know if you want to show them whatever else you want to show them. Sorry guys, this is unforeseen. You know, you can't, oh, I do have that in a thing,
I was just going to show, so let's say Teresa does share something or I share something, and now you're like, okay, well, that's already linked because it's linked to my website. So you can, not that, you click edit. And because that's going to be the exact same on everybody, you just need to change it to whatever your website name is. So if it's your name or Debbie Cooks or whatever, that's all you need to change and hit save. Pretty slick. And then again, then you have all of that content accurate to you. I would say it's going to get a little tricky. And in fact, I need to remember to tell this to the tech team. Be careful when somebody does share something with you. When you see it up there, maybe edit it first thing, if nothing else, just to put a T on it because it was shared with Teresa, so that you know that you still have to go in there and do something to it, because otherwise you're going to get buried with posts and then you're going to forget about it, and then you're going to share it in a party and it's still going to have Teresa's link. Does that make sense? So that's something that I have done with Teresa, and I haven't shared a ton back and forth that way. It's been more Canva stuff. However, I will say, when we were just talking, because again, I just learned about that you can have the multiple embeds in the one post. I literally had my aha to that yesterday. So that we wouldn't be sharing through Canva. That would be definitely something we'd be sharing through here. So, okay, I'm going to kind of go back up and see what questions I may have missed. Oh, Stephanie asked if the search and sort is a high priority. Yes, it's an absolute high priority. I think it's a week or 2 out from what they were saying yesterday. One other thing that I thought was even more fantastic, we're supposed to have a call with the tech team next week to prioritize, because we have all of these ideas in our head, but now we got to hone it in as to what's realistic and what can happen quickly. So obviously getting scheduler and everything fabulous and the post library fabulous is a high priority. Everything else I think is actually working quite well. So
I think so too. One of the somebody asked, can the host see the guest list? And again, I don't know.
Everybody can see the guest list.
Everybody can see who's in the party.
Yes.
They can't see the email and the phone number and all that. Only you can
Correct.
see that.
Correct.
One of the things, do you find your sales the same, better, lower than Facebook? It is exactly like Facebook. Personally, I think some of my shows have been a little bit higher.
I do.
But how do you know? I mean, you can have a $80 Facebook party, and
No.
I mean, it's basically the same. It's a crapshoot. It's, who knows, you know, it depends on how involved the host is, you know. Will you have a host bail and say, I want to do this on Facebook? Stacy's done nothing on Facebook for like almost a year. I've gone back and forth, and she finally said, just stop it, you know. And here's my reality. I'm going to have to say, if Sherry said to me, I really want to do it on Facebook, I'm going to say, I can't do it on Facebook. I have too many restrictions against me on Facebook. And I do. I mean, and for no reason. I mean, I am not Cammie Cruz doing 80 parties a month. You know, I have zero reason to be restricted on Facebook, yet I am. So I just have to say, trust me, it's so much better. You know, if you want to set up a group and copy some of the stuff I'm sharing in a Facebook group, you're welcome to do that, but I can't do it because I can't join a group. There's so many things I can't do right now on Facebook. The times that I have piggybacked them both, I think somebody was asking about that, are you table only? Have I done some where the host wanted both? I've caved and done yes. Mostly all I do is say, hey, everybody, here's the table link. Here's what happened over in table today. Join us over in table. And I try and get them over into table. If you feed them in the Facebook group, there's no reason for them to be a part of the table party. You know what I mean? So if you want to ride both rails, there is nothing wrong with it. Honestly, the bottom line is you get the sales, you get the bookings, you get the recruits. That's the bottom line. Nobody is making you use table. It is not going to be you have to. I saw that on the webinar yesterday. Do we have to use table? Are you going to, nobody's going to make you use table. If your business is completely fine on Facebook, then use Facebook, you know?
Well, and nobody makes you have a website either, but do you want to have a website? Yes, you do.
Right.
So
Right.
is it going to get to a point where are you going to want to have table? Yes.
Yeah.
And
So,
I think
you know,
did you share while I was off kind of what the insight is? This is like my favorite thing to kind of give an aha to everybody about.
no, the stat stuff.
Yes. Okay. So I'm going to hone in on this fact. So just sort of think about this in a moment as to how this could impact your business. So right now, does Facebook get in your Facebook parties? Do they get all of that analysis of how many people come back into the party? And when you do a post, how long does it take somebody before they see a post to come into the party? Or do they click on this, that, or the other thing? Do you think that's why they've restricted and now have a sale item pop up because you've mentioned the word sale or add a $sign in something? Do you think that they're enjoying having all of that analytics? So would you rather have Facebook have that analytics, or would you rather have Pampered Chef have that analytics of knowing what our customers are interested in? And that's where these outlines have already developed from. 4 months ago, we didn't even have a home office outline. And so now this is the fifth and sixth one that they've done that they have done. And it's all been based on the very early baseline pilot information that they have and where it's already gone. So think about, again, we don't even really need to, this season, I probably won't. I think it was Debbie that said, how much of your own content are you adding? Teresa and I were doing our own content because that's all we had. So we were developing fun stuff in Canva to group to make it one post, but it was multiple items. Well, Pampered Chef's has done that for us. So, and especially if you can mix and match your days, that's still unique enough to you and to your host. And then, yeah, maybe pop on and say you're having a social hour where we're going to talk about the products that we've seen so far in action, or the host's favorite wish list items, whatever that might be. But all of that data is only going to improve our stats and your personal business. So please think of that. Again, like they've already done it. Here's a good example with the games. So they have a mix and match game, or your matching game. So I don't know if you guys have seen that yet. In the matching game, right? You have to find 2 blenders and 2 skillets. And then after you find that, what happens? It pops up and it gives you a little blurb about the blender, and it gives you a little blurb about the skillet. Is that all intentional? Heck yeah, it is. But again, then how many of those people are then going back to your website during the party and looking that information up? That's all stats that they can acquire. So how cool is that? I just think that's so cool. Anyway, huge aha. All right. Anything else that you guys want to see? I guess I can stop screen sharing. Book face. Oh, can you record lives? No. So we could in the pilot initially. They took that away, and here's why. When you hopped on today and Teresa hit the record button, what happened that's new? We all had to accept that we were going to be recorded, right? That function is not in the development that they have now, so it's a legality issue more than anything. Once they said that, that made total sense to me. And so, and then there was sort of a workaround floating around of like, well, you could then record it on your phone, whatever. But again, that still doesn't help the legality issue if you went back and posted it, because you didn't get everybody's permission. So the workaround, I guess the safest thing would be is to do Zoom in there if you really wanted to have it recorded. But the reality is, think about it this way. For those of us that have done cooking parties, if your host or your guest all of a sudden is like, I'll just watch that recording of that later. How many times do they actually do that for your teams? How many times do they actually go back and watch a recording? I'll bet it's this, or maybe one, right? There was somebody that really had a legitimate reason. Yes, they're bummed. All right, then that person is your next host. So if we start to build, again, it's going to take time, but that desire to make sure that if you want to see it, make sure you're on. I had a lady, I did a birthday party. This will give you a little history. Last year I did a Zoom party for a lady that had her daughter's 10-year-old birthday. We were supposed to do it in person. She was turning 10, all excited. We ended up doing it on Zoom. I ended up booking another kid's birthday party on Zoom because we did it as a cook-along. The little girl turned 11 in May and wanted another Paper Chef party. So I was like, woohoo, we're doing it in person, yay. So she was my first back in home party, and I was able to be with her and her few of her friends. But she had the relatives that were on last year on Zoom. We did it on table. So it was great. There was literally a lady that popped on who was skiing in Oregon, and she popped on because she got the pop-up that said there's a live happening in the party. She got the text, and she got on her iPhone while she was on the ski lift just to say, hello, happy birthday. I'm skiing, but I just wanted to pop on. And I'm like, okay, that just right there is exactly why that is so cool, that they get a text message when we go live. So it's not that they can choose to pop on or they can choose not to, and that's their choice. So if you're advertising it ahead of time, maybe you work that out as part of your host coaching. If you're comfortable doing every Thursday, here's something I've thought of doing is doing one live and advertising it. So I will probably do it in my VIP group that I've started on Table. So I've started transitioning my Facebook VIP group over to Table. And so what if I went live there every Thursday at 6 or 7 or whatever time I decide to do. And then I put that link to get to my VIP page and say, I'll be going live on Thursday night at 7 doing, I don't know, fried pineapple, whatever it is, or air fryer pineapple, whatever. So those that wanted to go in from that party, if you didn't want to do one specific to each party and you're having multiple parties, that's a good workaround. And then you're getting people added back into your VIP page, another way to advertise that. Okay, let's see what questions. Kathy says, what is the best advice for those that are diving in head first? Make your mock party. I do not put one single thing into a party until I've seen what it looks like in my test party. So, and I'm glad I did that yesterday. I had actually saved some wording from the old table and put it into my OneDrive, and I was trying to find the enrichables. And so I did a search in the OneDrive for enrichables, and I found my post and I highlighted it. Well, guess what? All of my, every word that said enrichables was then highlighted yellow, and it showed up in my post. So I had to go back in and fix that in my post library. So I always have it go until I know it's where I want it. It's going. I may did it. If Teresa's in there, I don't know. I was going to ask her if she got.
I'm here.
Oh, did you get the email by chance that showed like 107 different things in my test page last night? Because
I haven't looked yet.
I was curious if I delete them, if you don't get that notification, but again, it's something silly. Average number of posts per day and how many days? Okay, so just like we said in the Teach Me, about 5 to 7 is sort of the average, because again, you do not want to have that whole fatigue happening. But
5 to 7 days or 5 to 7 posts?
5 to 7 posts a day, sorry. And how many days? I do 3 to 4 days of the mini content stuff. So
I'm doing like 5. But I don't close the show. I let the show stay open. But that's where those multiple posts, the one post that has multiple content, that's where that comes in really handy, you know. But you just cannot do on Facebook. You know, the clickable links you cannot do on Facebook.
Cannot do on Facebook, exactly. So it really doesn't really matter how many days, especially if you have good content in there. And again, majority of them, they're sick of looking at 135 posts in a party. They're fine with clicking on what they want, go to the shop now, and they're done. Okay. Stacy, did you do that 11-year-old cooking party live in table platform? Yes, I did. So those that were not there could be involved too. Yeah, I've actually done that on quite a few parties, and it's been great. So I just take my computer. I'll just do like I was doing on Facebook. When I was doing in-home parties, I was doing 1 post a day. So I don't really have to do that anymore. Still set it up. And I was giving them the option. And this is going to be a great option if we start going down a, ugly path again, where we're not really doing parties at home, or maybe it's just you and the host and you've worked that out and you're comfortable with that plan. You go to the host's house and you do your live together that way. That could be an option. Or for those that are not comfortable coming to an in-home party, great, just set it right up. I just had it right on a little cookie sheet or the cooling rack, and there they were right there. Okay, do all of the posts for the day go at the same time? Yes. So you want to set them. It's great when you're setting up your template, and here I can show you that. Let's go. I'll create another bogus one here. Share
and again, while she's working on that, remember your thinking might be Facebook or ScentShare related, that you're worried about them all going at one time. It doesn't matter. Throw that thinking away.
Here's what, again, I told you, like I was already yesterday, I did create new content that had, again, I was going to do the e-cookbook at the end. Let's see if this is going to cooperate with me. Click, 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 click. It's being slow. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm on the live. Oh, that one's Teresa's. Anyway, normally it's very fast. So, right, I'm clicking in my post library, what we're interested in, creating an outline. So if you have your post library and you want to do maybe you want to take a little bit of this day of home office is day 3, but you really like the game that they had already put in day 2, and you want to create your own outline out of that, that's fine. You just click it in here and you're good to go. And now you create your outline. And so I'm creating my name, Bogus 2. And if I wanted to change the order and put taste buds up top, I could do that. And then I wanted to highlight all of the products. That's totally fine. And notice then they're all in that I have all of the electrics together. Started off with, hey, this is your freebie you're going to get. So learn a little bit more about taste buds. And that if you're like, oh, shoot, I forgot to add a game in that. Did you know you can just go to this little drop down right here and you could then go find your game. So there's the game. All right. And then you save your outline. And I thought that goes away, but again, it could just be being slow. There it goes. And now I will go to my personal outlines. And it should be right there, Bogus 2, 7 posts. And what did I say I always do before I'm adding that to a party? I'm gonna send it to my test party. And you're gonna add the date. I don't like the clock thing. So if you wanted to do that, that thing's obnoxious to me. So I just type in the time. So it's 10:59 where I'm at. So I'll do 11 a.m. and I schedule outline. And in 1 minute, that will all pop up into my test party. Done. How cool is that? And if I like it, then I go back in and I'm like, okay, now it's ready. I'm going to apply it to whatever party I want it to go to. Good. And you guys can unmute. I'm totally fine with you unmuting if you want to just ask questions. As long as it doesn't get crazy. I'd rather that they can see all of the day's posts at one time. They get all the info I want them to have when they visit table. Yes. So, but don't want to barf on them and put too much information in there because you do want to kind of tease them a little bit. I think that's kind of the fun part of if you, again, set in your agenda. So maybe in your the first post that they see when they hop on for the one and doners, if you say come back for pumpkin spice recipes are happening on Tuesday, they're going to come in on Tuesday if they're the pumpkin spice people, right? So if you say on Thursday, I'm going to have entertaining through the holidays with charcuterie, then the people that like to entertain or have charcuterie boards are going to pop in on Thursday. So think.
Stacy, did you see their question about the Google form?
No. Google form?
Door prize, Google door prize.
You add a link for a Google door prize slip. You know what? I haven't actually in quite a while on this. Well, I haven't at all in the new table, but I did in the other one. And I honestly didn't get a lot of feedback. I did, maybe one here and there. So early on when we were asking for feedback, I probably got a little bit more. I do more of a Google form for my host. So here's another tip is if you were going back to PC shared, right? And you are looking at all of this cool content that they already have for us. Why do we need to reinvent it? So if I were creating my host Google form and say, hey, I want to make sure that I'm adding content that you are interested in and that you think your guests would be interested in. Check 3 days or 3 boxes, your top 3 items. All right. So do you want quick prep, one pot meals, better than takeout, budget friendly, from the party, 20-minute meals, better dinners, snacks, naps, whatever. So however many of those you want to put in there in your Google form, that's totally fine. They check 3. Did they just create their 3 days of the mini outline? You're done. Click, 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 boom. You're welcome. Oh yeah, and then just make sure it's set to go before 1 p.m. Central Time. I do mine for like going at 5 o'clock in the morning, or I'm a late nighter, so I don't care. I'll post it at 11 o'clock at night, and then it's done for the next day, and I can move on to the next thing. So you can also set up this to be day 1, this to be day 2, this to be day 3, all at the same time. So in theory, it's just like post my party, you're just doing them different days of the week. I think I'm done with my most recent party. I was out of town all last weekend, and so I set up the whole party, and it was it. We're at 1 hour. Okay, so we'll start wrapping up. Any other burning questions? And you can feel free to unmute. Sound like somebody was going to do that for a minute. Nope, all good. Is there anything else I didn't fill you in on? Do you guys know, did you clearly know how to make the host a host and how to see when the people have come back to the party? Because those are also ones, if you wanted to do more of the just who hasn't come back to the party in a couple days, I'll show you that because I think that's a really cool feature. So you would go to settings, party members, and last visit. So obviously I was in the party today. One and done, one and done, one and done. Oh, look, there's, she came back. She came back. One and done, one and done, one and done. Okay, does that help? So again, those would be people then that you might want to message. And look at, hopefully you guys have realized this, if you're on your phone looking at it, which you can get to, then I could text Wendy and say, hey, make sure, I'm just letting you know the party's closing tonight. If you wanted to save $25 on that shared rewards party, make sure you get your order in, blah, blah. If I wanted to email her, then it automatically goes, but you probably can't see that it just did that. It popped up my Outlook account. So love that home office has done all of that for us. So if that's how you want to text them individually, if you don't have Project Broadcast and don't need it, which you may not with this is fairly new to us. They didn't have
Yeah,
this.
I forgot about that. I forgot about the text feature.
Yeah, isn't it the bomb? It's just the bomb. So anyway, if you wanted to export it like Teresa was suggesting in an Excel file and keep it updated, if you wanted to import it easily into Project Broadcast, that's where you do that. Okay. Good.
Okay.
All
This
right.
was awesome. Thank you guys.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.